We'd like to talk about some of the service issues with the 604 Powerstroke. Charles, would you elaborate a little bit on the symptoms that could cause the need to replace the fuel injector?
Yeah. One of your big issues is your spool valve sticking. You know, a lot of people have read on that.
Yeah, you hear a lot of info about that.
Started up cold. If your Ficum's got 48 volts, you still got a rough idle and rough running. What you hear from the customers, I drive 2 miles down the road, skipping, transmission doesn't shift right. Well, the transmission's not going to shift right, it doesn't have the power.
Now, one thing with the 6.0, it's rare that you really need to replace 8 injectors at one time.
Correct.
That's more of an engine that you got 1 or 2 bad, fix them, and you're probably going to be okay with the rest. So unless it's one of those things you're just really wanting to bring your truck up a notch, feeling like, wait until you really have other problems.
Right, I mean, injectors aren't cheap.
Exactly.
Just to say, hey, I got 2 bad injectors, let's go ahead and put the other 6 in there. If it's one of those things where you've got 3 bad on one side and you got a fuel issue that caused those 3 to go bad, sometimes I always totally leave it up to the customer, because that's their money if you're replacing a part that's not bad at that point, but it's the same amount of labor to get the 1 injector on one side or 4 injectors on one side. So if you got 3 there,
Might as well go ahead and tidy that side
at
up.
least give the customer the opportunity to say, no, I'm going to save that money on that, because the labor's no more.
Yeah. Are there any other things that you typically replace when you're doing the injectors on a 6-liter?
You have to look and see what the issue is with the injector. Why are you replacing it? Are you replacing it because the O-ring in the top is blown out and you have a no-start hot? If that's the reason you're replacing it, then you could either put a top-end seal kit in it and replace that O-ring, or if you're going to replace the whole injector, you would put an oil rail. You got to fix the oil rail issue that caused that, so you would put one of your...
And that would be the ball tubes.
Correct.
Well, that's very good information. I hope everybody has found this video helpful, and we look forward to talking to you again.